Welcome back, guys, to Trails to Azure, where last episode, our Chapter 3 Day 4 patrol continued on from Central Square to the back alley, West Street, Cathedral, CPD, Residential, and Entertainment Districts, as we now continue onwards from Orchis Tower to complete the patrol and track down Randy. Times like this are when the police are most needed to look after the citizens. We train just as hard as the CGF does to be ready for incidents like these. It's our duty as officers to lead by example. The public is counting on us to serve as good role models. I asked the situation in mind. It makes me sick to my stomach. I know things are touch and go up there, but we need the CGF to hold out now more than ever. Not many people in here. The mayor and speaker have been working tirelessly since last night to find a way to resolve the crisis in the mountains. I'm not sure how we can even tackle the situation. All of us need to stay focused and be ready for an emergency. City Hall has been in disarray ever since the attack on mines. It's stressing me out too. Once I'm done with my business here, I'm heading straight home. The CGF is having trouble holding their ground from what I've heard. If they suffer any more casualties, we may have to send in the police as backup. On the other hand, the government can't afford to just leave the city defenseless. We already have all hands on deck. The way I see it, we need to find a more diplomatic solution to this. We're not in a position to support them directly, but General Affairs is doing what we can, where we can. Money? Things haven't slowed down for a second at St. Ursula over the course of last night. They have too many patients and not enough staff or supplies. I can't express how much respect I have for the medical professionals helping to pull us through this crisis. Yeah, they've had one incident on top of another, true, that have filled their beds. Yikes. Sadly surprising that uneasiness is beginning to spread across the citizenry. I wish we could do more to reassure them, but all we can really offer right now are vague answers about the incident. Obviously the guardsmen are the ones on the front lines, but the mayor and speaker are doing their best to end this crisis too. Those of us on staff are putting our faith in them and matching that same effort in every way we can. Alright, is it worth me trying to go up on the roof? Can I? Those Red Constellation people, they're crazy, absolute monsters. We can. I somehow very much doubt there'd be anything up here. But that's not why we patrol, you know what I mean? There is someone up here. On the ledge. Hey, does not scare you. You can't see it from here, but right over that way, the CGF is fighting to protect us. To think such a horrible tragedy is hiding just past that beautiful horizon breaks my heart. Get away from the unfenced ledge, sir. I thought I might need to intervene as police then. Can we, to be honest, none of these fences would stop someone going over if they wanted to. I really think they should build these up. But, that said, they're like buildings that have like fences on top of them that when the wind picks up, it like howls so loud that like everywhere around it is consumed with the vibrations that it creates. So maybe a fence isn't the best idea. But yes, it is, but no, it isn't. I'm sure there's a solution. Engineering must have come far enough for that, right? Dad's been like this since yesterday. Wish I could cheer him up. How could we let something so horrible happen to our fellow Crossbellans? If only there was something the CGF could do about this. Worst case scenario, we'll have to ask Arabonia and Calvert to intervene on our behalf. All the discourse surrounding the independence proposal has soured our relations with the major powers. This is a tough spot to be in. Only time will tell how we get out of it. I'm sure you heard about mines being occupied, right? It's all anybody can talk about. The whole debacle has been sparking a lot of debate about the independence movement. Me, I haven't really sorted out my feelings on the matter yet. How could you not sort feelings out while you're pressing your weird tomato juice? Can you believe what's happening to that poor mining village? Goddess help us. On the bright side, today is the long-awaited debut of Arkansas's revival production. Those armed goons won't get me down. I'm going to enjoy that show no matter what. Out of mind, out sight, outside, out of mind. One of them. Hello, Armand. This downtown address is my father's. This is great news, Ellie. All we have to do is go over and we can finally meet him. Ah, see, I told you. We finally found him, Armand. We know where they're going. Many citizens have come to ask about the armed group that attacked mines. We have no information regarding the perpetrators or their motives, so I'm at a loss on what to tell them. Some are saying it's an Erebonian plot, but that is yet to be confirmed. The truth is, we just don't know. Confirmation is important. We just received word from City Hall that they're doing everything they can to resolve the matter at hand. I get the impression we're missing several details behind the scenes. It has me worried, to say the least. But I suppose panicking government employees won't exactly instill much confidence in the average citizen. We need to keep ourselves composed one way or another. Quite the opposite, in fact, indeed. Always like, no! Alright, just the library, and that leaves us down to 4 districts left. Whoever those hooligans on the mountains are, they're nothing but a pack of fools. Power is supposed to be used responsibly. Terrorizing innocent people is madness. Nothing new. It's inconceivable that anybody would attack and occupy mines. Could the major powers be responsible? I wouldn't be surprised if it was either one of them. Yes. The tax on mines is powerful ammunition against us, regardless of whether the Empire or the Republic is behind it. Frankly, I wouldn't be surprised if either one of them was responsible. It's not surprising that the police department is in an uproar right now. I hope this terrible situation in mines is resolved without further bloodshed. I've heard about the terrible events unfolding in mines. There must be children around Abby's age over there too. I'm praying they're all freed soon. You don't look so good, Mum. Is something wrong? She's empathizing. Hey, Nilsson. Just who could be pulling the strings behind the strongest Jaeger corps in the continent? It would be easy to jump to the conclusion that the Empire is to blame, but is that truly so? Nilsson believes to doubt. Doubt is what he does. It's almost too easy to blame, isn't it? Grace told me that she and Rains were reprimanded by the CGF for getting too close to the combat zone last night. I know she's only trying to do her job, but I wish she'd be more mindful about her safety. Poor Rains. It's Rains' time. The CGF's been having a rough go of things up the road. Makes you wonder if the Imperial Army's going to intervene at this rate. Man, Crossbell's neck deep in it now. I wonder if the Imperial Army's going to intervene if this occupation drags on any longer. Hey, it's the Special Support Section. You guys look like you've been through a lot in the last 24 hours. Wait, isn't Randy... No, where is he? Don't tell me he... Well... Sorry, Grace. We'll fill you in on the details some other time. Let's go, everyone. Hey, wait, Lloyd! Listen, I'm not looking to pry into things here, but how about I give you a few words of advice? Excuse me. What do you mean by that? Well, let me start by admitting that I know a thing or two about Randy's background. Not to insult the guy, but I can't deny I was a little suspicious of him before. But after everything I've seen him do as part of the SSS, you can be sure I've got my trust in him. Grace! Based on your reactions, I can piece together what happened. He's on his way to mines alone, isn't he? He's trying to fix this whole mess of himself. You can tell. She isn't a reporter at the Crossbell Times for nothing. Damn Skippy, I nailed it, didn't I? That means the rest of you are on your way to drag him back. Maybe this is a dumb question, but you guys are dead set on this, huh? Nothing's going to talk you out of it? Of course not. Randy's our friend. That's right, we won't abandon him. I hear ya. In that case, you don't really need my advice. So that leaves only one thing left for me to say. Go kick some butt out there, SSS. When you get back here with Randy, let me get an interview so I can write all about it. We will. Thanks, Grace. guys better watch your eyes out there. The last thing I want is to lose my favorite police squad. What I write my articles about then? I hear the Red Constellation is especially dangerous. Be careful making your way to mines there for SSS. When they had SOS as the acronym earlier, by the way, for the signal, I really nearly said SSS. Because you're so used to seeing it when you see the S and 3 letters and it's an acronym. You're just like, yeah, no. I heard about the troubles plaguing mines. Those damn Jaegers. I'd drown them in boiling hot noodle broth if I could. Sounds punishing. Apparently the CGF hasn't been able to gain any ground fighting against that armed group. But I hear that if we go independent, we'll expand our military to the point where we can handle situations like these with ease. So with that in mind, Crossbell should become independent, right? Yeah. But it's also lost some of its troops just now. Grandpa shouldn't get so worked up. It's bad for his health. This is just pitiful. What do those brutes hope to accomplish by tormenting the good people of mines? I mean, this is the right thing to get worked up over. Right, I don't know where Mr. Runabout is, so we may as well trigger him at the front here. Makes sense to me. Hello? Sounds like the CGF is having trouble driving that armed group out of mines. Maybe we really do need independence. At least then we'd have our own military. Yes. Is it true? Does the Empire really have something to do with mines being occupied? Whatever the case, we're going to need to keep our heads on a swivel. An armed group on the mountain path has enough firepower to overwhelm even the CGF. Hey, they're actually the Red Constellation, one of the most feared Jaeger corps around. So how is Mines going to get out of this? Good question. Sounds as though Mines is in a terrible predicament right now. It's only a matter of time before this starts to impact market prices. If we go there, it's not going to end up well for us. I'm still not up with this plan. If we follow Randy and Randy has left and Randy is going, I'm not with this. An armed group occupying mines hasn't made any concrete demands yet, from what I hear. There's been a lot of speculation within the security department about what they want. It's only natural to be on edge too. Like, you'd have to go with, at the very least, alongside all the bracers, including Arios and Yin, at the very least. I feel just terrible for all the civilians in mines who are struggling throughout this crisis. And I still think they'd lose, by the way. Some are concerned about how the IBC will be affected, but stock prices should be the least of our worries right now. My prayers are with the people of the mining village, first and foremost. Stock prices really should be the least. Against a trained, armed force that is not afraid to kill. They say a dangerous group has attacked Mines Mining Village. I'm not sure if even our security department could handle them. They say customer service begins with a smile, but it's hard to keep one up under these circumstances. I can't believe that you could even think that the security force would be anywhere near. We can remember what happened a few months back, right? Just saying. Feels like a lot of Crossbellans don't understand what this independence question is really about. Well, that's the point, isn't it? We should all have the right to vote. But also, at the same point in time, there are people that just don't educate themselves or try to figure out what they're voting about outside of, like, hot points or cult of personality kind of stuff. And it's just, it's a mess of everything's making. Something really bad must have happened from the way Serena's acting. I wish Azzy would come home. Something really bad must have happened yet. What about the occupation is getting around? It's horrifying to hear about. I'm scheduled to work today, but maybe I should take the day off just to be safe. Can you honestly say you understand every question that has been asked of you? If the answer is yes, then my God. We've had a series of disasters ever since those terrorists attacked the conference, and now Mines has been occupied. I know the CGF are doing everything they can to respond, but that hasn't done much to calm my nerves. Adios forbid your work takes you near the area. But if it does, promise you'll be careful. I'll try. I was told to not wander too far from home today. So instead, I'm going to stay inside and play with Marie. Nyan. We were supposed to go shopping as a family today. How disappointing. This armed conflict in the mountains is a serious issue. Just what could those marauders be after? The very thought of bloodshed is enough to make me feel faint. How I wish for this tragedy to be resolved without any more loss. We'll do our best. A village under siege within Crossbell's borders is unheard of in modern times. I can only pray to Adios that all of this comes to a quick and peaceful resolution. I'm kind of blown away that we're going to have another patrol, like, finish in just over an hour. And be moving on with story by the looks of it. The siege on mines is as dire as it gets. We can't exactly run to Erebonia or Calvert for help either, now that we've declared our independence. But then, what will become of the mining village? Next year, I get to go to Sunday school. That's why even if I miss Roy, I'm going to get used to being on my own and cheer him on. Good luck, Roy! Everything I hear about the situation in mines worries me more and more. The CGF is supposedly working towards a solution, but I'm beginning to fear it's not going as planned. By the way, we must have super brownie points at the Bracer Guild right now. People are saying some armed group has taken mines hostage. Imagine how terrifying it must be to have those guys show up right where you live. I sure hope the CGF kicks them out on their asses, and quick. I wonder how Mayling's doing. All that danger up the road's got me worried about her. Maybe I'll finish work early today so we can go home together. Word around town is that mines have been taken over. A lot of the materials I get from my handicrafts come from there. I'm really worried about those guys. This year has been one scary incident after another. I think I'm going to finish up my shopping and head home early. Poor mines. What's happening there right now is terrifying. I hope the CGF can settle the issue. Those villagers don't deserve this. Everyone's heard about the mines crisis, but what I'm surprised we haven't heard about is some kind of ransom or something. Just one of those armed invaders after if it's not about Mira. Yeah, if there's armed invaders on the mountain path to Mira, what do they want? Are they all here? Aris is at Orchis Tower. Well, look who's here. Hey, SSS, thanks for yesterday. Are the two of you already back to work? Yes, we are, due in no small part to all of you, of course. I'll be sure to give you lots of pats on the head as a reward later, my dear Tio. I politely decline. If you have the energy to fawn over me, then you must be feeling better. Yeah, but we can't push ourselves too hard yet. Oh, I just realized, where'd that redhead of yours go? This is his usual cue to chime in and not so subtly hit on Aeolia. Looks like something happened between you guys. Do you want to talk about it? Actually, yeah. Lloyd and the SSS explained that Randy had disappeared. Well, that's just dandy. I had a hunch something like this might happen after we found out the Red Constellation is the one behind the occupation of mines. How does the Bracer Guild plan to proceed? The CGF is trying its best to push them back, so we'll wait and see. But if the situation drags out any longer, we'll have no choice but to intervene, right, Mitchell? Right. We might even need to bring in some Bracers A rank or higher from nearby countries to help. You'd go that far? Well, only in a worst case scenario. Arios is in the middle of discussing things with the mayor right now. If it looks like the CGF won't be able to hold out, then Bracers are up next. Well, the guild's creed is to prioritize civilian safety, so of course you'll have to intervene. Right, but all that aside, I'm worried about that rowdy redhead of yours. Everything's up in the air from here on out, so you all better watch your keisters, you hear me? Yeah, we will. It's odd for a Jaeger Corps to take hostages, but even if they haven't been physically harmed, Mines' villagers are still being put through untold psychological trauma. You have to consider everyone's mental well-being if the situation drags on. Thank you, Aelia, for giving me an angle I hadn't thought of yet. I was thinking more of their physical safety, and the fact that it doesn't look like they've been harmed yet. With that in mind, I feel it would be best to intervene as soon as possible. Let's not let the situation drag on. We're going to stay on standby at the guild while we survey the situation. Things are getting worse by the hour, though, so we're going to have to step in eventually. If this situation goes on for much longer, we'll have no choice but to take action. Araboni and Calvert have ridiculed the CGF plenty of times before, though, so it would only give them more justification. I prefer us to be the last resort, but when civilian lives are on the line, we can't just sit back and watch forever. Braces are up. Calling strong ones in from other nations. Surely that would be Joshua and Estelle. Maybe? I guess they're not as near, though. Scholars checking in with St. Ursula and Armorica to be safe, but from what we can tell, they aren't in any danger. Even still, driving the Jaegers out of the mountain will be easier said than done. They have the terrain advantage now. Who's to say what will happen to Mines' people if this continues? We're going to have no choice but to intervene. I mean, I think a certain Taito master and agate might be better applied in a situation like this. Who's to say what will happen to Mines' people if this continues? We're going to have to no choice but to intervene. So everything's alright in Armorica then. That's great to hear. Of course, please tell the villagers to take shelter as a precaution. Yeah. If Hayaway was meant to be attacked the same way, if this was government led by both, then you'd expect Armorica to be the logical target on that side. Goddess above, a bewilderous armed group isn't anything but beautificent. Well, mine's just cut off. Lord Lakelord has made it clear that he loathes amateur anglers, but the way he's acting, it almost feels like he has some kind of personal vendetta against the Fisherman's Guild. What's the story there, I wonder? I mean, if I could get one more fish, I'd be happy. It is literally 29 unique kinds. So until I can find one more fish. The Fisherman's Guild and my Imperial Fishing Club share no small amount of history together. Not that you would have even an inkling about it. Oh, forget everything you just heard. It was senseless drivel, nothing more. Okay. What do you say? Better gift you something else here. Nightmare Slayer. I feel like always getting them off my hands in case I actually use one by accident. All I can do now is pray to Adius. Please, God, let's let this crisis pass without any more senseless bloodshed. Oh, I guess I can't even visit the police academy to give in the other side. This incident couldn't have come at a worse time with the referendum just around the corner. If we aren't careful, Araboni and Calvert could easily use this as even more reason to scrutinize us. I only pray this catastrophe is addressed before they get a chance to. Right, it's just Longlau and the fishmonger left. Oh, and you. Mum finally started doing chores again. Not that we're going to make her do them on her own. We plan on splitting the work, obviously. We're a big family, so taking turns shouldn't be too hard. Life was such a literal chore while Mum was on a housework strike. Surprised we survived without her. How could something like this happen? I'm so anxious I can hardly stand it. Mine's occupied. I don't know who these guys are or who they came from. They've made one hell of a mess of things. Still, the CGF can handle this, right? I mean, they're elite guardsmen. I saw Risha go to Arkansas early this morning. I tried saying hi to her, but she seemed really bummed about something. It's best that we keep quiet about this. I wonder what's eating at her. I'd be happy to talk to her about it if she wanted. I'm tired of living with Grandma and Grandpa. I want to see Daddy already. I got into a fight with my husband, so I took my son and ran away from home. Not until yesterday did he finally give me a tearful apology. I feel a little guilty pushing him that far, to be honest. To be honest, I'd be going to miss that husband of mine anyway. Considering the incident that's happening to the north, this is probably a good time for us to head home. Let's see, 100, 200, 300 mirror. Nice, I'm getting better at working the register. I guess practice really does make perfect. You can count to 300. It's doing well. This has been one incredibly dangerous year for Crossbell. Worse yet, it feels like all I can really do is watch it all happen. Something troubling you? You have the eyes of a man at his wit's end. I know what you need. Sit down and order some food. You cannot fight on an empty stomach. That goes for all of us. Up until now, I'd been literally cutting corners while cleaning this hallway to save myself some effort. It turns out it's faster if I just start from one end and work my way to the other. A lot more thought goes into this than I realized. My god. Never mind. What was he doing? I'll do this bit. Then this bit. Then this bit. Brushing the dust over all the dusted areas. Okay, so we have the downtown district left, and that's 2 of the locations we want to be heading for. Let's just quickly hand in our stuff here, and I think I'm going to go to the casino next. Oh, I got a message. This season continues to be a drizzly one. How have you been spending your days, I wonder? In hoping that you will return to offer dishes once more, I have taken the liberty of writing you another letter. While gazing out upon the bustling street the other day, I spotted several children running around with great joy and vigor. I saw them in the area quite often, but even still, it pleased me to know that they got along so well. All eyes are on Crossbell, but what better treasure does this city have than the steady growth of our youth? I pondered this and a great deal of other matters over and over. Oh, how I would love for these peaceful times to continue forever. Is all I can write for today, but first I prepared you another small token of gratitude. I would be simply delighted if I were to prove useful to you, or it were. Wasn't expecting such a big message. My goodness. Right, let's just shuffle in and out. Brilliant. So, I think I'll get another message here. Wonder candy. White snow pudding. How many recipes do I even need? Septic colored sherbet. Oh, another letter. Do you faithfully offer dishes? How do you fare today? I'm deeply grateful for your many visits to the gracious Jizo. The other day I was standing in my kitchen thinking about the delicious dishes you've offered when suddenly I decided to try and make one myself. My mother had hammered her culinary teachings into me during my youth, but despite my zeal and confidence, fate had other plans. The cream stew I'd slaved over was not quite according to recipe. My family, however, spared me and complimented the taste. Although these are trying times, I'm grateful that we are able to continue living our daily lives. May your days be as peaceful as I've found mine to be. Thank you, Tirabar man, person. Right, cooking. Cooking recipe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 more to go. Right, the casino. And then we'll head into the downtown district and sweep that while going to the other places, right? Mr. Drake looks rather tired today. Perhaps he was up late drinking again. Probably. Talking him out of it. What could those armed assailants possibly want? Surely they'll be coming out with formal demands sooner or later. It's only natural that people are already pointing fingers at the Empire, but whether or not they're behind this, we should all be worried about what move they make next. I haven't checked if I can trade anything with you. Well, I don't have many tokens at the moment. I can't brush up what's happening in mines just because it's not in the city. Someone needs to help those villagers, and fast. We would if we could. He says, doing a patrol. Oh, wait a second. Yeah. Mines is caught in an awful mess right now. I couldn't sit still at home, so I came to Barca, but for once in my life, I'm in no mood to play the slots. Probably wasn't fair to the old Batlax either. I should probably go back. Well. Hello, everyone. I take it you've come to ask about Randy. That's right. Sue was here earlier then. Yes, he walked into our establishment in the late hours of night, around 3 a.m., I believe. He spent a bit of time drinking before going on his way. Then this was likely his first destination. Did he say where he was off to? It would seem I was right in suspecting that he never returned to the SSS. Sadly, no, he never specified any particular location. Though he was especially loose-lipped this time compared to his usual drinking sessions. He also retrieved a particular object of interest from me before he left. I knew he left it here. And what would that be? A large trunk. I wouldn't be able to tell you what lies inside of it. Randy entrusted to me 2 years ago when he first came to Crossbell. He instructed me to dismantle the contents and pawn off the pieces were he ever to die. My word. Randy. That seems uncharacteristic of him. I do happen to know a fair bit about the life he left behind, though I confess I can't speak as to the details of his troubles. You may be the only ones who can help him. Mr. Drake, we know. We will. The only thing I can offer Randy is a place to drink in peace. I have a hunch that you, on the other hand, are the ones who can give him the help he truly needs. Good luck, everyone. I trust you to look after him. Yes. Didn't look like it was going to be a talk modifier. That makes sense then. Of the 2 other locations he went to, by the way. So he got his weapon. He got it fixed up, prepared, repaired. And he got ammo, right? Grenades and stuff. It's pretty easy to see what's happened there, isn't it? Pretty clear. The adults can't seem to shut up today. Same goes for my old man, but then again, he's like that every day. Ha! Some place called Mine's in a lot of trouble right now. Is it really that big a deal, though? I heard something terrible is happening over in Mines. Just the thought of innocent people getting hurt breaks this old heart. Gable had a visitor yesterday evening. It's quite a rare occurrence. As said, the man's looked a little off-kilter ever since. He even said that someone was coming to get him. It's hard not to worry about hearing that sort of thing. Someone was coming to get him? Well, I think we know what's going on there. Or maybe not. Ooh. This is no joking matter. I've got to hurry up and hide. Where am I even supposed to go? Oh, man. You're about to be found by not bad, and you're going to run away because you think it's bad. Great. Risha still hasn't locked her door, despite now knowing we know her identity. Risha looked really sad this morning. Did something bad happen to her? Somebody just told me about the horrible crisis in Mines right now. The CTF is still fighting, last I heard. Hopefully all of it comes to an end soon. Take me to where dreams are nice and happy. Van, take me with you. The hell, man? We ever gonna learn this man's secret? He's gotta be something. Can't just be a drunk behind a door. Not how Trails works. Man, all that yapping outside's really starting to piss me off. Yeah, it feels like the whole city's talking about that shit going down in Mines. Hold up, you guys. Don't think Woe got caught up in it, do you? That sounds like kind of a stretch. Whatever, let's just get off our asses and grind up some more intel. Got it. Now, where the hell did I put my hammer and nails? I've got to get my fighting bat ready, just in case. Oh, how's the SSS? Let me guess. You guys haven't dug up any more than we have, huh? Listen, good punks. Next time you see Wold, you better come running to us about it. You think his secret is that there's no man behind the door? This has been the door along. It's a chest. It's just a recording. Those guys tearing up mines sound legit. I bet they'd even knock us flat on our asses. Yes, very easily. We still can't find any trace of Wold. Yeah, things are only getting worse in Crossbell. Man, I hope he's holding up okay. Notice this again. Bash is all in gel. Why could Wold even get his hands on that stuff? Oh, what the hell are you up to right now? Whoa, 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 I'm fed up as hell! So what if there's an attack on mines? Who cares when we haven't seen Wold in days? Talking song, right? It's the biggest chest in the game. Yeah, the door is the lid.